What's up, Netrunners? It's Ben here from PeachHack, and I wanted to make a quick video just to make a quick announcement and also make a sort of state of the channel sort of video talking about the direction the channel is going and some of my thoughts on the kind of content that I want to release in the future, and get some of your feedback on what you want to see and what your thoughts are on some of my ideas coming up. So first is the announcement. I'm going to be at GenCon. I'm going to be playing in the Android Netrunner National Championships there. And if you see me, come up and say hi. I love hearing from fans, people who watch the channel and have been enjoying it and learning from it or whatever. Yeah, come up and say hi. It's always fun to see that I'm not just throwing these videos on the internet for no one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to be there with several of my friends from the Georgia area. We've got a lot of the players you've seen probably on camera who are going to be there with me. And yeah, I think it'll be a really fun time just to go up and play some fun Netrunner with a lot of cool people. It's going to be a really good event. And this is my first Gen Con. So I'm really looking forward to, seeing everything else too, all the games that are be coming out and stuff. I know a lot of people around here are excited about Game of Thrones 2.0 and some other games that are going to be coming out. So, it's just going to be a fun several days. Right now, I'm currently not planning on recording any of the Netrunner Championships. I don't know if I'll necessarily be allowed to. I know there's not going to be a Nationals stream, sadly. The venue internet is just really, really bad there, and they can't really pull off a stream. I did briefly look into the possibility of doing a stream, but my choice to go to Gen Con in general was pretty last minute, so I just wasn't really able to pull things together in time to make that a logistical possibility. I had some ideas for getting around some of the hurdles, but I think probably for my first Gen Con, trying to go there and pull off a stream, I might be a little bit too ambitious. So maybe next year, we'll see. But it is going to be recorded by Team Covenant, so they're the videos will be up on their channel. Hopefully not too long after Gen Con. There is production time; it takes time. So give them a little while after Gen Con, and I'm sure you will be seeing those videos on their channel within a reasonable amount of time. So Team Covenant will definitely have some Netrunner coverage for you. If I can pull off some recording there, I'll probably play it by ear, but I wouldn't be expecting any from me necessarily. So that's the big announcement there. So yeah, I'll be at Gen Con, come say hi, and play some Netrunner. And then generally, I wanted to talk about sort of the channel and some of the content that I've been making and that I want to make in the future. So those of you who have been following things pretty closely have probably noticed that I haven't released any of the post-produced recorded content at all lately. It's been pretty much all streaming, and then the videos of the streams afterwards. And that's for a few reasons. Number one is that when I started ramping up to do the streaming, the first stream event I think was the SMC event at FCB Games back in, I guess it was April when that was. As I was ramping up for that, all of my time was being put into that, and so the production on the video recordings from all the store championships kind of got put on hold during that time. And then as I continued doing stream, because there's the SMC, and then there was regionals, and then there's another SMC at Titan a little while ago, as those kind of went on, all of those store championship recordings have become pretty stale. In terms of meta, like I was in the middle of making the Wasteland store championships videos, and I think I got through the 4th round of Swiss, and that was at the beginning of February, right after Order and Chaos had come out. So that was a very different time in terms of the meta, almost an entire cycle behind at this point. I don't know if you guys are still interested in seeing those videos to completion. I have some of them ready for commentary. They're still not done yet, but I have the visuals done. So yeah, let me know if you still want to see those. And I don't want to put a ton of time into them if people aren't going to find them relevant now. Having said that, I have promised people that I haven't abandoned commentary and that post-produced stuff. A lot of people find that more palatable because they can watch it easier on their own time, and it's great for, especially for newer players who aren't necessarily familiar with the card pool, where you see the cards fly in and they can pause the video and read it and see what's going on. It's a lot easier for them to understand, and that's one thing that I want to make sure that I don't abandon is content for newer or inexperienced players, or players who are still learning the game. I think that's a very valuable very valuable chunk of our community to make sure stays healthy and fed, so to speak. That they're learning and are able to catch up, so to speak. So the stream content, of course, the advantage of that is that it's all fresh. Is that you release you do the stream, it's live, people can see it, it's relevant as of that day, and then ideally, then I chop the videos up and release them afterwards so that they're still pretty fresh. And to be honest, I enjoy producing the stream stuff a lot more than I do the recorded and post-produced stuff. I've always really enjoyed streaming. It's what I've been doing for the past several years with other games. And I don't know, the stream production side of it is a lot of fun to me. Plus, it's a lot of upfront work, but after that, it's not really much work at all, because all I have to do is chop things up and make thumbnails and upload them. Whereas with recordings, you set up a camera, press record, and then go back to it. Then you have to do everything afterwards, and it takes up a lot more time. So streaming, in terms of time use, is a lot easier on my time. So I like it for that sense, but also just because I enjoy doing streaming more. It's more fun for me. The live production aspect is something that I find a lot of joy in. And not to mention that I feel like right now there's a lot of channels out there that are making recorded content. I've seen some new ones pop up recently that are doing a fantastic job on visuals and production, and it's they have great commentary. It's top notch. Shout outs to them. And you go on like the Netrunner subreddit, and there's people posting videos all the time. I guess all that's to say is that I feel like there is a lot of that content now, and it's not necessarily the case that I guess what I'm saying is I don't feel a lot of pressure to be making that kind of content for the newer players, especially if I can spend my energy doing streaming content, which I feel like there's not a lot of high quality Netrunner streamings these days. Now that's not to take away from anybody who is doing streaming. There's a lot of good content out there. I know Joe up in the Pacific Northwest and Nick over in the Upper Midwest are doing some really cool things. I remember Dean back in the day in Toronto did a really cool store championship stream, and several people out there are doing cool streams. But I've always felt like, the PeachHack streams, I've been really striving for, high quality videos there. And compared to the amount of people doing recorded content versus streaming content, I feel like I'm bringing more value to the scene doing streaming stuff. So that's kind of my thought in those terms about why I might prefer doing streaming over the recorded stuff. However, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing the recorded post-produced stuff, because, like I said, I don't want to abandon the section of the community that doesn't necessarily get as much value out of those sort of streams, because those definitely do cater more toward the experienced players who know what the cards are. So for the streams, I am going to work on finding a way to put the cards on the stream. I know that there are some solutions out there for if you're using OBS. There's a plugin for it, but my setup is a little bit more complicated than that, so I have a way that I'm going to hopefully be able to put stuff up there. So ideally, fingers crossed, I'm going to be able to have that up for some upcoming streams. And number 2 is I do want to make some post-produced content still that is specifically designed to help newer players. So like new player strategy videos, stuff like that. One idea is to just have some of the players, a couple of the Atlanta area players, play a game, have it recorded, and then go back and watch the game with those two players on commentary, talking through the game, talking through their mindset and what's going through their head, kind of like turn by turn, so that people can like get a glimpse into the mind of some of these more experienced players, to think about, to see what they're thinking about and what their thought processes are, what they're worried about, why they're making some plays that look questionable, but when you hear what they're doing, they actually make a lot of sense. Hopefully that kind of stuff would help new players kind of learn how to think about the game as they're playing. Maybe like deck building sort of videos, or just tips on deck building. I don't know. There's lots of content that can be made, I think, that would be very relevant for new players. I see all the time people saying, where do I go if I'm a new player to learn how to play the game better? And generally the only resource that they have is just watching videos and learning the card pool. Shout outs to Willing Dunn. He's doing some great videos out there. He does a lot of good sort of educational videos. But besides that, I feel like there's not really a lot for new players, and I feel like that's an area where things could be improved and more content could be released. So right now, most of those ideas are sort of still in the idea phase. I have a few other ideas that aren't quite as well fleshed out, but to be honest, there's not a lot coming up in terms of tournaments, so I'm going to be needing to find stuff to fill in the content until next year, when more ANRPC stuff gets pulled together and store championships come back up. So hopefully I can pull some of those things together. Speaking of which, as far as tournament content goes, the next big stream is going to be the Southern Mega City Circuit Last Chance Qualifier and Grand Finals, which I believe is September, I want to say 12th and 13th. I should have looked it up beforehand. I'm good at this. It's going to be at Gigabytes Cafe, and it's going to be huge. I am insanely excited for this, guys. This is going to be a super awesome stream. I'm pretty sure it's the 12th, which is Saturday. We're going to have the Last Chance Qualifier, so anybody who wants to qualify for the Grand Finals, that's going to be your last chance to qualify. I'm going to be streaming that. It's going to be a 5 rounds of Swiss tournament, and the top three from that are going to make it into the Grand Finals, which is going to be on Sunday. I'm going to be streaming that as well, and the winner of that is going to get a $500 toward that they could put toward travel to Worlds, or whatever they want. But the intent is that they use it for Worlds, and probably the most kick-ass trophy you have ever seen. Guys, this is unbelievable. I saw this. It was still kind of being assembled, but it's unbelievable. It's the coolest trophy that I've ever seen for Netrunner. For sure. You guys are going to be blown away. It's going to be cool. So yeah, that's going to be a 2-day extravaganza. Not to mention that there's going to be stuff like draft content. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream that. It'd be a lot of fun to stream that, though. But there are going to be drafts going on. There's going to be a costume contest. There's going to be like Netrunner trivia. I mean, it's going to be this whole just huge Netrunner palooza going on in mid-September at Gigabytes Cafe in Marietta, Georgia. I'll be streaming it. I'm really looking forward to that, so see you there. Also, as an announcement, I'm going to be giving away original Netrunner starter sets each day that I'll be streaming. So each day for the Last Chance Qualifier and the finals of the SMC ANRPC event, each day I'm going to be giving away those original Netrunner starter packs. So all you have to do is be in the channel at the end of that, and be there, and I'll tell you guys how you can win that. So I guess those are most of my thoughts. I've been talking for a while now. Yeah, there's a lot of content that I do want to make that's kind of unusual content. I did mention drafts for the SMC thing, but I'm thinking I'll probably also want to do other drafts, like just having some people over to my apartment and doing a draft. And one thing I think it'd be really cool to do is to watch one person as they're drafting their deck and do some commentary over what their thoughts are on how they're building their deck and how they're choosing what cards over other cards. That's something that I haven't really seen much of in Netrunner. I know Teamwork Cast has done some draft videos before, but I feel like there's a lot of other cool stuff that could be done around drafts. And in general, I think I'm going to be doing some more casual streaming. I'm going to be getting a laptop soon that's going to help make me a lot more portable for my streams. Right now, for my streams, has been lugging this big old beast around, which is really annoying. And yeah, I think if it'd be nice to be able to just bring my laptop and like a tripod and camera and capture card and, you know, set up a really casual stream of a game night kit or just a regular Netrunner night or just some people hanging out here. It'd be fun to just, you know, do some casual streaming without all the big production. So yeah, that's mostly my thoughts. What kind of content do you guys want to see? What do you think about some of the content that I've, you know, proposed here? If you have any ideas or feedback, let me know. I would just want to thank you once again, everybody, for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, huge thumbs up to you. Thank you for all of your support and everything that you guys have said to me and encouragement that you've given me. I'm really happy that, you know, you guys have been enjoying the content and that you know, I'm glad that I can, you know, do something that I find fun and that people are finding useful and educational. So thank you for your support, your subscriptions, and all that stuff. You guys are awesome. And until next time, this is Ben from PeachHack, logging off.